It was such an honor to be asked to receive this award. It's a little bit personal to me. When I was 12, my mother died suddenly from an aneurysm. And this was back in the early 70s. I'm Irish Catholic, and we never talk about stuff, which is great. And so there wasn't any thought of putting me into grief counseling or therapy or anything like that. And I was 12, and then around the age of 14, I started going into depression. Everything went really bleak and black, and I was having overwhelming headaches, and I couldn't get out of bed. And my dad, who was of that World War II generation, the greatest generation, you know, a man who provided for his family but didn't quite know how to help in this kind of situation, took me to the Cleveland Clinic. I'm from Cleveland. And AOH, I know. And took me to the Cleveland Clinic, and the doctor told him she's depressed. And my dad didn't know what to do with that. But on the way back home from the clinic, we stopped off at some clothing store, like the Denim Barn or something. And he bought me a pair of brown corduroy bell-bottom pants. And, you know, there was something about that my dad, who was so nervous about money all the time, he had 5 kids in Catholic school on a newspaperman's salary, that I saw him reaching out to try to help me, even though he didn't really know what to do. And that made all the difference. It would still take years to go through my grief and that process. And my friend Robin is here, one of my college buddies who saw me go through a lot at The Ohio State University. And my friend Meryl is here, we waitress together here in New York on 73rd in Columbus, and she saw all my ups and downs, and yet all of us are here. Because I had my dad reach out in the way he could, and my friends with me, and that's what ELEM is. It's a landing place for people who are struggling. And I personally know what that means and how important that is, to bring a little ray of hope, a place to stand, and people who are standing beside you as long as you need them there. It's made me sensitive to that. I've become an ambassador for World Vision for about 6 or 7 years now, and I've seen all over the world, Zambia, Uganda, Rwanda, Jordan, refugees, people starving, who are struggling, and the mental health aspect of it is so important. In Los Angeles, very big supporter of, Dave Hunt, very big supporters of the Dream Center, which opened a floor for kids who have aged out of the foster care system, but yet have nowhere to go and no one to help them. This is also important, and so to know what Israel has just gone through, and all those families and all those young people, the percentage of the population, well, the whole population has been decimated spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And what is happening here is so, so important. And I know how important it was for me growing up. And one of the things, I have 4 sons, and I always wanted to make sure they knew that going to a therapist was the same as going to a dentist or the pediatrician. You need to take care of your mental health. And especially growing up with 2 actors as parents, they really are going to need to take care of their mental health. But it's so important, and I know what it meant for me to be able to finally go to therapy when I got older and get the help I needed. And we can't even imagine, we've heard the stories of what people are going through, and your money couldn't go to a better place than ELEM. And that their work is going to take a long time and continue, so we need to stand by them. I want to just talk about the people here who fell on October 7th. Yasmin Vera of Kibbutz, who had been mentoring a young woman as part of the Young Mothers at Risk program. After a few days of uncertainty, they learned that Yasmin and her family had been murdered by Hamas on October 7th. Yonatan Richter, Lior Haddad, and Sigal Levy were all volunteers with ELEM's Good People program. As part of the program, ELEM sent their vans with teams to mass gatherings and rave parties to provide immediate mental support to distressed youth in real time due to substance use, violence, more. Yonatan, Lior, and Sigal were all lost. They were incredible people who helped others until the very last minute. Sigal was also a former employee of ELEM, all lost to the butchery of October 7th. ELEM sent 9 volunteers to the Nova Music Festival, but only 6 returned. Could we all please stand for a moment of silence to honor these lives that we lost here? God bless everyone here. God bless every person whose face is pictured here. And God bless Israel. I'm Israel Chai.